I said I was gonna make it by noon, and I did. I said noonish, but here I am. Yay! 12 o'clock. Made it. Needed that extra hour or two of sleep. Uh, I know. I notified everybody in the Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short Facebook group. They're all finding out now that I'm here, so we're going to give people some time to jump in as usual. Just having some coffee. Kitty in the window. Is that my... I think that's Sabby. Booger. Yeah, that's Sabby. Which one is you? Yeah, that's Sabby. And here comes my Melchior. Come on, sweetheart. Welcome, sit up with Mama. Here, come on. Come on up. Come up on your perch. You can. Hi, Mari. How are you, sweetheart? Good morning, good morning. Well, good afternoon now. I really needed that extra hour or two of sleep time. Last night's live stream, super chat, whatever you want to call it, was really good, but I was like wired afterwards, and I had to talk to someone on the phone. Wanted to talk to somebody on the phone afterwards who needed to chat. So someone I'm mentoring. So there you have it. I actually got up this morning at like 7 something. Like I was like, why am I awake? So I was like, all right. First day back to work yesterday was off. It was a day off, kind of, sort of. It was more like an off day than a day off. Come on, bugger. Come on. No. Okay. Oh, cats don't do tricks. Really, at least mine don't. Dogs, sure. Cats, no. So I got up, right? Like, I had coffee. I did my Oprah Chopra, and I was like, let me go check my email, right? So I started doing like the regular stuff, and I was like, like even the coffee, and I'm drinking like Starbucks Sumatra. Shit's strong, like dark roast. Still couldn't wake up for nothing. Cats are awesome because you can't buy their love. No, you cannot. Nope. And even if they, good morning, Bridget. Even they'll play along, right? They're like, I'm so cute. I love you. Now give me what I want. No, I'm not going to talk to you for the rest of the day. Like several men I've been with. They all just want the D, don't they? Well, the men I meet. Speaking of which, once we get going here, we're going to do our, a little opening prayer, a little meditation, although the meditation might be at the end considering the topic. If you've noticed, it's the topic today is growing beyond guilt, which is one of the, here, let me do this, one of the healing mantra deck cards from Matt Kahn, Growing Beyond Guilt. And it was in that extra little nap time I took today. Nap time? I like literally woke up, did some stuff, went right back to bed. So I don't know if that was a nap. You can buy there with loves and rubs. Yes, that is true. Good afternoon. So it was while I was taking that little extra leg sleep, a nap lap. Oh, it was a nap lap. Like I took another lap of the nap. Oh, that's good. I made a new term. Independent and finicky. That makes me a girl. And I'm a woman, 100%. Bearded lady. Yeah. I had a feeling. So I literally was thinking about the guy, Eric, that I had to let go of last night in particular. And my guides were like, go ahead, have your revenge fantasy. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, you're not going to actually curse him. What do you want? And I went for it. And I let myself feel all of the revenge, all of the hatred, all of the anger, all of the frustration. And my whole body relaxed. Talk about love what rises. Like, I really allowed it all to come up. And then at the end of it, I was like, I don't want him to suffer at all. That was just the ego. That was just my pain that I'm trying to be so fucking spiritual about that I repressed it. Little by little, here and there, giving myself moments of therapeutic anger. Well, absolutely. And Mari, that was something that came up for me. It's like, to hell with love. I don't care if I'm single for the rest of my life. Well, not love in the agape sense, in the true love, divine love of the God sense, but in terms of, romantic relationship and stuff. I've been there so many times in this life, but I know me. I know enough that if it is scripted and it is right and it's got the divine fingerprints on it, I have to say yes. That's the thing about being a mystic. Keep in mind, I was a minister. I gave my life to the gods, and I don't think that's something that ends when you retire, right? I am retired. People have asked me to do weddings. I don't ever want to do a wedding ever again. Not into it. For all sorts of reasons, political and otherwise. I'm just not interested in being a minister like that anymore. I am fully retired. Spiritual counseling I'll always do, but you don't need a degree to do spiritual counseling, apparently, because there are people doing it all over the place. Just self-appointed spiritual counselors. At least I can point to the fact that I did have a ministerial degree. And technically, I guess I still do, but whatever. No longer affiliated with the Silver Broom, apparently, and I'm okay with that. But that's this morning when I was doing the Oprah Chopra thing. Oh, yeah. Now, if you guys have not done them, they still have all of them up. It is bizarre. Usually they put up 5, and then when they put up number 6, they get rid of number 1, and they're all up there. You still have the opportunity. Just go listen to a few of them. Pick and choose if you like. 22 of them up, right? Yeah, 21, but they give you the last one as an extra 22. And it was about forgiveness. Now, notice I didn't call this Forging Ahead into Forgiveness, because nobody would show up. Everybody would be like, no, screw that, right? But she said something, Oprah talks first and then Deepak does the rest of it. So Oprah was talking and she was saying that she had a guest on the show, and the guest said that forgiveness is really about understanding that it couldn't have happened any differently. That what played out had to play out, and it couldn't have happened differently. And of course, the verbal memory that I have, except for names, what came into my mind? The Growing Beyond Guilt card. It couldn't have happened any other way. So here's the tea. Couldn't have happened any other way. Laying here on this very couch, and I start to cry. And I mean, like, maybe that's why I needed the nap. It was just like I was laying on my back, and it was like twin Old Faithfuls. like outside of a Vegas hotel, the dancing fountains shooting up out of my eyes. It's a bit much, but that's what it was doing, sort of. And so, got through the meditation, breathing. Yeah, that's when I was kind of like, screw this. I'm going, screw you guys, I'm going home. And went back to bed, and really my guides were just talking to me. And it really, really, really kicked in. I was like, that couldn't have gone any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. Because the person I was really angry at was me, for not seeing the red flags, for not catching the hints of covert narcissism, for not getting that his own lack of self-worth had nothing to do with me, and the reason why he was staying with the guy he's still with, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he could be dead. I don't know. Who knows any of that? We're not in touch. And I'm not going to be the one to reach out, not out of pride, but just because I have to keep my boundary on this from my self-love. And I really got, how he was brought up. He is an adult child of an alcoholic. Said he loved me. I bet he does. But he just can't handle it. He can't heal yet. That his journey is just as important. That I honor where his soul is on his journey. And, he still could heal and show up one day after all of this stuff is past. I've had all those kind of fantasies too. Brief, fleeting. I don't humor them for very much. My guides have said, the two of you are meant to be together. I'm like, I don't know that you're my guides if you're saying that. I've really been like, nope. Nope. That there are only 3 ways this is going to go, in my opinion. It's him. He's going to show up. It's going to work. It's somebody else. They're going to show up and it's going to work. or it's not anybody, and it's just going to be me, my cats, and my career, having sex as an ethical slut for the rest of my life, and that'll work. So whatever it is, I'll be fine. But then as I kept contemplating it, it couldn't have happened any other way. Your story with Harry is due different from mine. Yes. So here's the thing. If it couldn't have happened any other way, that's why I want to read it from the book for you. But it's a really good mantra. And I started saying the mantra. And rather than, there was like a tear burp. If that's the thing. It was like, I guess it's very draggy of me right there. It like came up like this gas bubble of whatever. But then came this piece as I just kept saying it. I was like, couldn't have happened any other way. And remember, who I was beating myself up, who I was beating up most was myself for being so in love with somebody that did not have the psychic infrastructure. And that's a weird word. Psychic infrastructure has nothing to do with ESP or intuition. The soul, remember, psyche means of the soul, didn't have the infrastructure, didn't have the soul in the body enough yet. His ego was still so in charge, so trying to manipulate every single thing, and we know that's futile. Resistance is futile. So I kind of gave myself a break on that, and was really like, I couldn't have loved him more. I couldn't have loved him less. It couldn't have happened any other way. So let me read you what's in the book, right? Growing Beyond Guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. When you grow beyond guilt, there is a heartfelt acceptance that any sequence of events unfolds in a perfect flow that is organized and expressed by the universe. I'll read this all the way through and then we'll go back. This takes the pressure of control off your shoulders so you can enjoy the way in which life has come to be. Since everything is destined to change and can only change you for the better, growing beyond guilt enables you to see how exquisitely the gift of life unfolds. This mantra is ideal for releasing the past, unhooking from karmic patterns, and forgiving yourself. So, how many times have I said it? I am both a teacher and a student of A Course in Miracles, which is all about quantum forgiveness. The word quantum is nowhere in the book. But it's holographic, I guess, is maybe a better word. I think that calls for a sip. So good. It couldn't have happened any other way, right? It couldn't have happened any other way. In his new book, he builds upon that. In order for me to be who I am meant to be in this life, my life couldn't have gone any other way. And so, as I'm up in bed repeating that, the cats snuggling up, dozing off, waking up, doing it again, that in and out sort of thing, another nap lap. I was kind of shown, not in an overt, I would say, full-on mystical experience way, but I was shown like the grooves of the story, like the lanes in a maze or a labyrinth. That, yes, there is free will, but the overall pattern couldn't have gone any other way. It's the archetypal story. It's what my soul needed. Now, it does not contradict the quantum physics saying that there is an infinite number of probabilities and different dimensions of time and realities and alternate universes and all that stuff. That's all in there too. But what determines the path that we take is not our own free will. It's what is going to evolve the soul so that the soul can come more into the physical body, which means being more loving, more accepting, more forgiving, just all of that stuff, more compassionate, more kind with yourself, for everybody, in order for the acceleration of the healing of planet Earth, divine feminine. And put in that framework, I'm like, it was just one of those, like, I'm laying in bed, you know how it is. Oh, right. Literally, like, not this Star Spangled Banner 4th of July fireworks display of a revelation, just that, like, I knew the words and I knew the concepts, but they all coalesced. They all came together for me. So I thought what we would do, along with talking about this, we'll say a little prayer and we'll segue from that prayer right into meditation. How does that feel? Does that feel good? Does that feel right? Yeah, it feels right to me. And this is my stream, not yours. If you don't know who Trixie and Katya are, that doesn't make sense. It just sounds like I'm being rude. I'm not. I'm just ripping off their gig a little bit. Their tagline. Oh my God, there's this thing on TV. You know, I have the music station on, but I turn it down. Fairy Gathering. I'm like, no thanks, touch iron. No thank you. Read Lords and Ladies by Terry Pratchett. Okay, so let's do this. Everyone, let's take a few deep breaths. Let's say a prayer together, and I will try and hold this camera steady as I do. Please breathe. And really, use that breath as a vehicle of prayer. I'll be doing the talking, you'll be doing the listening, but that idea of, the truth of, breathing in everything you need, exhaling everything you don't. Inhaling everything you need, exhaling everything you don't. Now, not everything you'll need forever, not letting go of everything you won't need forever, but just for now. So we can even breathe in light and breathe out resistance to light. Breathe in truth and breathe out our resistance to truth. Just so that you can relax, just so that you can go with the flow. Think of your breath like a wave. Just a little bit more. Almost like a full circulation of the blood. Giving that oxygen enough time to make a full round. So that peace gets to move in, the relaxation, the release gets to happen. And I'm going to ask you to please keep breathing, relaxed deeply, but, safely. As I offer this prayer, dearest God, Goddess, all that is, help us let go and grow beyond guilt. As we repeat this mantra silently or aloud, let it be a signal to the whole universe, to our soul, to the quantum field, that though we may not be able yet, though we may not even be ready yet, that we are willing to grow beyond guilt, to forgive in the way that is most graceful, most effortless, relatively speaking, for where we are. That even if it is a baby step, that we can embrace at first the concept, then the idea, then eventually the truth that it couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. And in the meditation, we're going to call to mind different people, places, and circumstances that we still hold on to. Guilt for ourselves of things we could have done better. Guilt for others that we are holding in chains. And let us understand, a chain against another is a chain against ourselves. We are still in chains if we hold anyone in chains, and so we all are in chains. Let us start there. And that's necessary too. That couldn't have happened any other way. That how can you break chains without being in them? How can you be liberated unless you are enslaved? But to be enslaved by your own hands doesn't mean that you need to be liberated by your own hands. We can ask for help, and so we are. Ready, willing, or able or not, we're here. And we're isolated, most of us. And we have all this time on our hands. No matter how much busy work we create, you are still isolating us in times where introspection might be the only choice, healthy or otherwise. So we surrender this time spent together to you in prayer, in meditation, and in fellowship, that we may grow beyond guilt. And please help us in this growing beyond guilt, even if it's not instant, even if it doesn't click into place all in this time we're spending together on YouTube or elsewhere, wherever this shows up. But eventually, and as we are ready, maybe that's part of the grace, is that it happens gently, it unfolds. And even if we're not wholly, WHOLLY, wholly ready to forgive, we are willing to be free. We are willing to be unburdened. And we are willing, I'm going to get that word right, and we are willing to see that since everything is destined to change and can only change us for the better, growing beyond guilt enables us to see how exquisitely the gift of life unfolds. And I personally would love to see the divine purpose in the pain, in the letting go. That maybe on the other side of this, there is the right guy for me. Whether it's Eric or Derek or who knows. But even if on the other side of this is just peace, a closer walk with thee, then that shall be worth it too. More than worth it. Perhaps the point of it all. Thank you, my God, my Goddess, my pantheons of light, of the divine, who know me better than I know myself, who know this role that I was chosen to play better than I do. And you know what's going to happen next. Because if it couldn't happen any other way, then what's happening now couldn't happen any other way, and what's going to happen can't happen any other way. Not carved in stone, but determined by the divine for the highest potential of our souls to embody. So here we go. My gods, my goddesses sacred. Thank you. So mote it be. And so it is. And we segue right into the meditation. As we sit in a movie theater all alone, a big, big, big silver screen in front of us, and we get to choose who or what pops up on that screen. And whatever rises within us, we're just going to allow it to rise and chant that mantra little by little with breath. And here he comes. Putting up on the screen the man I still love and can't seem to stop loving yet, knowing it's not good for me, knowing it's not healthy, knowing that I did things that I went against my own honor code because of every sign and every portend and every omen and every synchronicity pointing that it was him. But it couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. I didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. It just couldn't have happened any other way. It's how it was written. It was the quantum path my soul chose, dragging the personality and the ego behind it, so that the excess marble of the statue the divine created could be removed a little bit more. It couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. I am willing to accept that it couldn't have happened any other way. And all of the banal explanations and excuses and comforting words of friends, it all boils down to it couldn't have happened any other way. All of the rage and the anger and the frustration, it just couldn't have happened any other way. Even that, all of the hatred, all of the grief, all of the pain and suffering, it couldn't have happened any other way. And I've done nothing wrong. I did my best. He did nothing wrong. He did his best. They did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. Because it couldn't have happened any other way. It's how the game was programmed. How the play was written. And we played it to perfection. And if that's really how it is, then so be it. Help us to let go now in this moment through the breath. As I say it even to him, if he can hear me. I love you, and it couldn't have happened any other way. We made mistakes, errors, and it couldn't have happened any other way. I betrayed myself. You betrayed yourself. You betrayed another. You betrayed me. But it couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. Where we are in the world right now. And I can change the channel and see the world now on that movie screen. In our global family and its time of transition. Every man, woman, and child, every sentient being. Exactly as it is right now and exactly as it's been for the past month or so beyond. Couldn't have happened any other way. Couldn't have happened any other way. Which means it can't happen any other way than the way it is. We can be angry. That's okay. When we're angry, we're supposed to be angry. Can't happen any other way. No matter what happens to us as we go forward. We can be wise, we can be loving, we can be powerful in our decisions. We can be safe. We could be scared. We could be brave. We could be all of that and a side of fries. And it still can't happen any other way. That we can let go of control. Not of wise choices. Not of kindness and compassion and consideration. But we can release the burdens. The psychic weight of the past, and perhaps loosen up some of that fear of what comes next, if it can't happen any other way. Even in the cosmic multidimensional array of it all, infinite numbers of quantum choices and variations. The ones we take, we're not in control of, so It can't happen any other way. And in this, our innocence begins to rise up. Not being created, it was created a long time ago, our innocence. The beginning of time, before the beginning of time, we were innocent. It's never been taken away, only been obscured. So even the abuse of our past in all of its different forms, self-abuse, abuse by others, us abusing others, couldn't happen any other way. The neglect, self-neglect, how others neglected us, how we neglected others, couldn't happen any other way. We can want it to have happened another way, but it couldn't have happened any other way. For the codependence, where we changed our choices because we thought others wouldn't love us rather than be authentic, couldn't have happened any other way. Where we played small so that others would love us, or we conformed to something that went against the truth of who we are, lying, deceiving ourselves and others, being dependent upon someone else's love because we couldn't give ourselves our own yet. It couldn't have happened any other way. And even the losses we've experienced, the grief, from jump. It's okay to feel that pain. It's okay to grieve that. That is love that has been stuffed in a corner. And it needs more love, not less. And if that's the takeaway, then it couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. No matter how much we want it to, no matter how much we wish it could be different, there's no going back. Couldn't have happened any other way. So what are we left with? Forgiveness? Acceptance? Eventually, with more hindsight, the clarity of experiencing fully, oh, it couldn't have gone anyway. That was perfect. Because maybe we will have arrived somewhere at a peak experience, the fulfillment of some part of our destiny where we will be so filled with joy, happiness, completion, joy, ecstasy, that we will know, K-N-O-W, that it couldn't have happened any other way. And that we'll be glad for it. We'll be thrilled that it couldn't have happened any other way. And so to all the people who wronged us in this life, in every lifetime, in every timeline, it's okay, sorta. We'll get there, but it couldn't have happened any other way. And to all the people we wronged, ourselves included, we can still be sorry for the pain that we inflicted, knowingly or unknowingly. But it's time for us to grow beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. even the atrocities of the world. Souls are immortal, birthless, deathless, guiltless, sinless. Then whatever is scripted here is what's scripted here, and the soul doesn't have a choice. Then it couldn't have happened any other way. And all of us survive. Our last breath in this world is followed by our next breath in the next world. Maybe that is the grace of the soul we are able to experience with this mantra. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It couldn't have happened any other way. Whether we feel grief, or shame, or anger, or rage, or vengeance, it's okay to feel that. That couldn't happen any other way. And in that, we give ourselves a little bit more breathing space, a little bit more room to allow the light in, that warming, knowing, without words, the peace that passes understanding, the love of the divine for us, that was never turned away from us, but we had a shield up called guilt, our own as well as that projected onto others. That maybe there's a crack in that shield, and some of that light can get through every time we just think the mantra, say the mantra, write it, talk about it, contemplate it. Couldn't have happened any other way. And that everything that's happening is happening to help us grow, to make us better. And we don't have to like it, but we can embrace it as a probable truth to start with. And holding the hand of that truth is then its twin truth. Couldn't have happened any other way. And years from now, we can look back at this time we are in now, and we will see the growth that was inspired within us individually and collectively. This time of isolation, this time of desperation, of fear. We are being held in the crucible by the divine itself, written in to the history of planet Earth before we ever drew breath in this life or any other. And it couldn't have happened any other way. So just breathe. And if you feel like repeating it back, you certainly can. I'm going to for a little bit. It couldn't have happened any other way. Eyes open or eyes closed, it couldn't have happened any other way. 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 I'm willing to accept. It couldn't have happened any other way. And I love the parts of me that don't want to accept that it couldn't have happened any other way. But I am willing to accept on their behalf that it couldn't have happened any other way. Because it couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. Just breathe and feel. Whether you drop the mantra or not, just notice what you're feeling. And maybe this is part of the empathic release. That whatever comes up in us, whether it's our own personal or not, whether it's our own personal and connected to collective whatever emotion is going through us, that we can breathe and say, well, couldn't have happened any other way. This is how it is. Can actively resist it. That's free will. Can gracefully accept it. That's free will. Can just try and relax with it and take it moment by moment, doing the best we can, and that's free will. But no one said we have to like it anymore. And when we don't like it, that's okay. Can't happen any other way. Now I hear them say, and this too shall pass. Is that the sister? Is that the brother? Is that the twin of the mantra? It couldn't have happened any other way, and this too shall pass. Not the truth of it all, but the circumstances that we're in, because it's true. This too shall pass. And so, before we drop this meditation wholly, let us look within our hearts and see the planet Earth. If the body is a hologram of the universe and the heart chakra is planet Earth and the hologram, and to all of life I say, whatever got us here, I'm sorry, but it couldn't have happened any other way. That somehow this is all making us better. Somehow this is all part of a divine plan orchestrated by love and for love. And it couldn't happen any other way. And whatever lay before us on the path, seen and unseen, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It can't happen any other way. So I love you. I love you, planet Earth. I love you, Mother Earth. I love you, all of humanity. I love you, all sentient beings. I love you, all of life. And I love you, my inner child. It couldn't have happened any other way. This too shall pass. I love you, heart chakra. I love you, emotional body. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. And so it is. Breathe. And as you are ready, you haven't opened them yet. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Allow your eyelids to be the last things that move as you open them outwards into the wherever you are. How y'all doing? Give me a word or two. How y'all doing? because I feel oddly at peace. Not just the peace of nothing going on, nothing interrupting me, but something deeper. Isn't that right, Belzy? Do you want to come up? Let's see if we get some kitty time. Come here, Bugs. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on up, baby. Come on, what, sugar plum? No? Okay. Alrighty then. I am going to emotional wreck. Good. Better out than in. No one said any of this was easy. Serene, right? It's going to be all of that and a side of fries, unfortunately, but there you have it, right? Come on up, baby. There's room. I have a dancing bear. He's so cute. Okay. This is not how I thought this day was going to go, but it couldn't have happened any other way. Growing beyond guilt. I guess maybe I should sleep in a little bit more. Yeah. But I've got videos to go record. I'm starting the full moon to new moon next reads for the day. Full moon is coming up. Sorry, new moon. It's new moon to full moon next. Right. Yeah, we are in waning moon. And we've got that dark moon in Aries coming. So, yeah. Maybe what we did today will be helpful because, you know, in retrospect, couldn't have happened any other way. I'll check in tonight. We'll do our 11 p.m. thing. I got some tea lights. I'm going to light them. I'll do it over in the dining room table. And we'll have a nice peaceful evening tonight. Cool. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the day. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed